Good afternoon. This is John. I run this video to kind of go through the little process of our bottling, where we wash, sanitize, filter, and bottle our wines. I'm Two Fly Wineries. We're just kind of getting started. We're making small batches of wine to perfect our craft, and at some point we're going to flip this and start selling this wine. But so far so good. We've made some good wines. We can't sell it yet, but we've got friends and hopefully we're getting them hooked, and at some point they'll be able to buy our wine legally. So I'm just going to go through this process of filtering and bottling today and give you an idea of what we're doing. And it's on a small scale. Each batch makes just over 2 cases of wine. Most of these wines sit for at least 2 months before we even bottle them, and then after we bottle, we let them sit for at least another month. And some of the younger wines we start to drink then, and other ones we'll let sit for much longer. And a lot of it depends on the balances we find in our pH, how much SO2 levels we have, and that kind of stuff. It kind of gives you an idea of how long these wines will last when they're in storage. So stay with us. We're going to have a video with different cuts and give you an idea of what it is that we do to make a great wine. So this is the bottle washing and bottle sanitizing system. I'm not a huge operation, so it does a case at a time. You see the water shooting up in there. Let them sit here for a bit and wash. And then they'll dry over here in these racks. And then I'll run them all through a sanitizer and let them sit. They'll be ready for bottling. And that's the process on that. Well, I'm loading the wash system. The wash I use prior to the sanitization is actually a no rinse, one step. And then I just switch over, dump the wash out, and then put the Star San sanitizer in. You don't have to rinse that either. So the bottles are washed and sanitized, and they'll be ready for bottling. And they'll dry for now. There's no need to completely dry them or rinse them out. They're good to go. And then we'll move on to our filtering and bottling. What I did over here, I call it the corkador. I put my corks in a regular, just spaghetti type strainer. I put a bowl in the bottom to kind of lift it up off the bottom, and then I put my sulfite solution in there, and I put the corks inside that and just let the vapors from the sulfide just vaporize or just clean the sanitize the corks. They're probably okay out of the bag, but it's just an extra step and it doesn't really affect anything. So that's that step. Well, my next step will be to come down here and get this Multipulciano. That's what we're bottling today. These other wines, many of them are going to sit for months, maybe up to a year. Occasionally I'll check the taste, I'll check the sulfite levels, and make adjustments accordingly. Top off the headspace with CO2, because oxygen is wine's worst enemy. And I keep them dark for the most part so that light doesn't get to them. Light is also another enemy. And after I filter the wine, my next step will be to come down here. I'll go online to my sulfite calculator, and then I'll come down here with a sample of wine. This is Vinmetrica. It checks the SO2 levels. There's titrates I use to measure that, and formula. And then I will check the pH as well, and write that down in my notes so I get an idea of where this wine goes, and that'll be it. And then my next step will be to do the bottling. But I'll pump it over first, because going from one carboy to the next, that could change the sulfite level. So that's where that's at. But that wine is going to come up. It's been racked at least one other time. It's been settling for 2 months, and now I'm going to bottle it today. And this is the bottle situation, and just different tools and stuff we use in our winemaking process. And the next step will come at you when we're filtering. Okay, Janet and I, hello Janet,
Hello.
are under vacuum. We are going to filter this Multipulciano from this carboy through the filter and up into this carboy, so we can make sure there's no sediment in our bottled wine. I'm going to shut it off right now, but as we're filtering, I'm going to start it up again so you can see the filtering process take place. Okay, now you can see the wine going through the filtering system from this carboy. You can see it going through. It's going to fill that filter, and then it's going to start coming up the other side of this. Once that filter is filled, and go into the carboy. There it comes. And the wine is under vacuum. Okay, so we're doing this without a bunch of air in it. I'm going to filter this carboy through this filter and fill this carboy. I'm going to turn it, the valve down a little bit, but I'm going to end this process. We're going to top this carboy up under vacuum through the filter and move on to our next step. Hi, Janet.
Hi.
All right, we're just doing little clippets here. We got the filtration going. Again, it's going through. We've got this one filtrating at 5 microns into the carboy under vacuum with the all-in-one wine pump. And it's really doing a nice job. There's a lot of other fancy filtration systems, but I'm happy with this. And we're gonna get this transferred over and begin the bottling process after we do some analyzation.
Hi.
What we're doing now, we rinse out my pH meter. I took a sample of the wine that we just filtered, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check the pH level of this wine. Okay, wait, right here. All right. Right now we have a pH of 3.29 at, we'll call 55 degrees. 3.29 at 55 degrees. 3.29 at 55 degrees. Now the next thing we do is we take this pipette. Turn my pH meter off, I don't really need that anymore. And I'm going to get 25 milliliters of this. And I'm going to find out, this is where I'm going to measure my SO2 levels right here. This is kind of a, okay, boom, exactly 25 milliliters. And I add this to my little plate. It's got a stir stick in it, so I don't have to constantly be stirring it manually, and I can get that. And then what I'll do with this is, now, I add some of these reactants. The amount of reactants you put is not important. You just want to get some reactants. So there's the 2 reactants here that you put little pipettes full of it in. And what we're doing is we're running a test to see what our SO2 levels are. Once we do this, we look for our cap. Now what I've already done is I've already put 5 milliliters, and that is important, of this titrant in here, and we'll add this to the drop by drop into this sample. You can hear it going, and I'll slowly, drop by drop, add this to my wine. And this is going to tell me what my sulfite level is, so I know whether I am okay or I need to add more. But you have to keep the sample moving, so I got it on this stir plate. Alright, let's see where we are now. Boom, we're getting there. Okay. We're getting there. Keep adding until we get the... Oh, looks like we got a pretty high level of... Oh, we might have a high level of... Okay, you can shut it off. Okay, now we're doing the bottle system where we put the bottles in this, well, it's by gravity. I kind of like this system. The all-in-one comes with that, but this one, as it fills, it pops the stopper up and it shuts it off at the right. We get the perfect amount of ullage for each bottle, and we move to the next one, and we've got a cork all installed, and we've almost got 6 gallons bottled, and we're close. Okay, all said and done. We ended up with 27 bottles of Multipulciano. Here we go, all bottled PVC. I probably need a little more expertise at the PVC, but hey, it's getting there. And we've got the boom. Okay. Uncorking, filtering. Janet?
Oh, hi.
Hey.
I'm the helper.
We're doing good. And there it is. Filtered and bottled. And now we'll clean up. We won't show you that.